Hey guys, welcome back to Innovation Tech Community, and we have yet another session. And this session is going to be about AI as well. And Karl from Finland has joined with us. He's an AI ambassador and a Power Platform architect. And apart from that, I would also want to say that he's probably in a vacation, maybe he's traveling, and he is generous enough to join with us for this session. So even from the title, that sounds so good because even I'm interested in what Carl's gonna say to us. So over to you, Carl.
Thank you, and hello all. So my name is Karl Johan. People call me Kalle, and I'm in middle of Finland. So Finland is in North Europe, and I live in the south of Finland. And today we are driving 1,000 kilometers. So I have already drove like 400 kilometers, and I didn't reach to the destination where I was supposed to be, but I found this restaurant where I'm having this. And today I'm going to tell you how do you add artificial intelligence to your daily routines as a developer or architect for Microsoft Power Platform. Who am I? Um, yes, I have been thinking about AI since 2019. Um, in that level, it was more ethical and blog hosting about stuff. But now, past 6 months, I have really done AI work as development. I added embedded AI to solutions, and also I was thinking that I want to share that how do you, as a developer, how do you use AI? Um, I'm I'm doing Microsoft project deliveries, and the technologies I use are Power Automate, Power Apps, AI Builder. Then I also use in the Azure this OpenAI Chat GDP, and I have made a solution with AI translator. And usually the projects are like 80% of the normal Power Platform stuff, and now like 10 to 20% we are adding AI there. I have 20 years of experience in development and 15 years with Microsoft technologies, and past 4 years I have been doing with Power Platform and Azure. I have published 4 books about community-led. It's like a spin-off from the agile methods. Um, I have my own company for that. The books are not technical, but I find them interesting. Uh, you can find my technical blog in this www.carlex.fi, and I work in Sulava as a senior consultant. I'm going to tell you as example, and I don't have demos, but I have screenshots, and I start at how I gathered the data I'm showing you today, and then I'm telling that should you use AI or ask your team members, and then I go to the topics of document creation with AI, developers marketing, testing, governance and planning, and developing. When I realized that I want to be a MVP, I'm reaching for that, and I was submitting my sessions for different conferences. Um, I had this topic already in my mind that how do I use AI? We have Copilot, but usually it's for how to say normal office workers. And I started collecting data in Excel. I don't usually use Excel, but I think Excel was the best solution at the moment. Okay, then I tried to use Copilot because I knew that okay, hey, with Microsoft Copilot you can create very easily PowerPoints. 25 minutes of trying. No, Power Copilot cannot read Excel for uh, creating this PowerPoint. So if the data would be in Word document, then it could be possible. Uh, what did I do? I asked help from my colleagues, and I told what I did, and I used, of course, Microsoft Teams, and I put the questions in the channels, not in the chat. And this is way how I share expertise about this stuff. And then from my colleagues, I got this tip that hey, why not they copy the Excel contents as a text and put it in the Copilot chat with Bing. And this way, okay, I used AI and it create me something like this, where I can copy paste and create my slides. So yes, I used AI creating this, even though I did it manually. So what I was thinking at the first that okay, now we have AI, it will do all of my job. No, it's not going to do all of my job. The LMM language models, it's no silver bullet. It's not the AI is not living there. It's not a human-like thing that is thinking. It's a tool. Uh, but it's a very good tool. You can give there lots of stuff and it makes you great stuff, but it always needs the input from you. Or you can automate the input, for example, with Power Automate. Um, so I have this metaphor that using AI is like using elevator to get office. One of my previous workplaces, our office was in the fifth floor, and uh, many of my colleagues were walking the stairs when they come to work, when they go to lunch, when they leave work. I was like, why? We have the elevator. But after a while, I realized that okay, it's because it makes them feel fresh. It's good from them. So how do I see AI using the AI in your daily work? Is that it's like using an elevator. You have to know how it works. You have to test it. You have to look in the watch. Okay, this is how much time I save. But if you do something once a day and it's good for you, it feels good or it's good for your health, maybe that's not the case when you should use AI. But if you find yourself doing it every half an hour and it's boring, repetitive, or makes stress, then of course use AI. But when you use AI to automate something in your work or your daily routines, you have to know how do you do it without AI. Because in case of emergency, usually lifts are not in use. And there's also a joke in the right side. Uh, I tried to add use Copilot for power-ups to the picture, but it says uh, something went wrong. But I took a screenshot, so Copilot made me the picture. Now we go maybe to more concrete routines that what does a developer do? Uh, dev as a developer, uh, the main thing is developing, doing the technical work, coding or with a low-code platform like Power Platform. It's this low-code developing. But you have to have governance skills. You have to do lots of different other stuff. For example, document creation. And usually it's not the favorite stuff for developers. So how you can have help of AI? Of course, you can have the table of contents. Or okay, that's the word feature from many years ago. But for example, if you have lots of content that it's very hard to understand, you can use AI to create the descriptions. Or for example, if you have these kilometer long specification documents, which when you're starting a big IT project, you can give that to the AI and tell me, that, hey, give me project description. So this kind of work is very easy to. Uh, it's very yeah. I think this is a good example when a developer should use AI because your main stuff is not writing the literature. You can use AI for that. But then I was thinking that hey, since I'm doing these Power Apps, can the Copilot for Power Apps write the documentation of this Power App? So the right side is the screenshot, and I try to ask different ways that hey, please document this project for me, but uh, it can't do it at least now. So the Copilot in Power Apps help you in the development, adding simple stuff or controls in the on the page, but it doesn't understand or how to document it for you. Um, I also figured out that if you have a PDF, uh, Copilot cannot read it, but Copilot Chat, the one on the left side in the picture, the one which is in the Edge browser, there you can give their documents, and if you have this your company account, it's secure. Uh, in the screenshot there is not this secure green stuff, but then it's secure, so you can put confidential documents. I mean, customer documents and project documentation there, and then ask summarization or whatever you want to do for that. That was about the documentation. But what is marketing or what is developer marketing? As a developer, how do you need to do marketing? I think yes. It's about social media posts and writing a blogs. Not everyone does that, but if you do it, you can use AI there. So back in the days, of course, you write it everything by yourself. And if you're very deep dive developer and you're typing something, it might be many kilometers long, very technical, maybe not so calling people to read it. So with Copilot Chat, which is in the Edge browser, it's very easy to just put their bullet points or put your whole text there and ask it that, hey, please create me a LinkedIn post about this. And then you can edit it a bit. And it checks with the grammar, spelling, everything. I think this is very useful when you do your developers marketing. Here's one example. Um, mm, Actually, yeah, this is one of my blog posts a couple of weeks ago. So I have some ideas. I put it in the app. Then I select tone as professional, and then LinkedIn post, and then generate a draft, and I, it gave me this post. Someone is asking how's the weather in Finland. Actually, now it's not so cold. Only -3 where I'm now here. Oh, right, but my daughter
Hmm.
coming there. Two kids
Because
with
the
me.
weather over here, it is, so hot. That might be the
Oh,
reason people asking you, probably.
yeah. Yeah, so usually at this time a year it's much more colder, but for some reason it's now like +2 degrees in the south where I live. Usually it's like -10, and
Hmm.
now I'm like in the middle of Finland. It's here now. It's like -3, but usually it's like this time of year it's like -10. And I'm going to the north, and there could be like -30. We have packed
Oh.
our clothes for -30, but now I think the next week we have holiday there. It's like -18 to -20, so almost warm. But when the wind comes and you're skiing there, it's big difference. Is it -17 or -27? But yeah, this how I have used AI for marketing. Uh, then I have my colleague Tatu Seppälä. I wanted to take make a LinkedIn post about Tatu. But it was something about security. I'm not so interested about that. I used uh, Copilot in PowerPoint. Please give me a summarization. In the right side, I have summarizations. Oh, that's not the blog post any yet. Then copy paste into Copilot chat, generate, and then on the right side, I have nice. I used 5 minutes, less than 5 minutes. I had very good uh, LinkedIn post where I was lifting up my friend who last weekend had this session, was it 2 weeks ago, in Collab Days Bremen. Uh, Also, if usually when people who doesn't know about marketing are posting, so you're posting one day, today this, tomorrow something else, and the marketing people says that if you want to have audience, then maybe you should post about the same subject the whole week. And for me, I was thinking that. how do I have one idea? How do I spread it the whole week? Uh, so then I didn't. I haven't used. I haven't tried this Power Platform um, AI Builder custom prompt. So I tried that. I was creating this very big major prompt, having all the stuff, and then it makes me the post for the week, the whole week. So here's a screenshot in the custom prompt. So as you see, there's lots of text. So it's like, I want to be MVP, blah, blah, blah. My audience is blah, blah, blah. Then uh, make these posts like this and this and this. And then for Monday, make take care that people are maybe um, starting their work week on Tuesday, go to the subject and so on. And then you can use these variables there. I put these variables of audience, text area, and topic of the week. And then I tested it, and okay, it was okay. But then eventually I don't use this for my posts, but this was good practice. And I also made this. I use Power Automate, so I have Microsoft Forms form, so anyone can use it in my company. They can. It asks those three stuff in the form, then it triggers Power Automate, which calls this, and then it sends this output as a Teams message for the user who sent the form. It was, yeah, good practice, and it was fun to do it. Now I understand that the prompts should be very long. Then we go to governance and planning. Um, I had my speech in my our company monthly meeting, and it was using backlogs, agile methods developer. I was asking that if you are having someone to, for example, renovate your home for the bathroom, if he does very good job, but you can't reach him, he can't tell when he comes. He doesn't know how long it takes, how much it's going to pay, and so on. So, do you want that kind of person to do your bathroom renovation? Maybe not. I think the same applies for the developers. Half of our profession, half is the technical work. How do you do your work? But the other half is how do you organize it? And that's also not maybe usually developers' favorite, using backlogs or do the governance or planning beforehand or doing planning documentation. So I think AI could help you in there as well. Uh, I'm using Azure DevOps. In some projects, I use Jira quite much. At the moment, Microsoft Copilot doesn't read backlogs, but I'm waiting when it does read the backlog, and I'm also want it so I can ask Copilot that, hey, please, this is good user story, add it to backlog for next sprint. But what we have already is there is this plugin, Copilot extension plugin for Azure DevOps, which is helping when you're creating user stories, test cases, or other backlog stuff. Um, this is one of my blog posts. So I'm doing double role usually. Or actually, I'm a consultant, which means that I'm a developer, I'm a scrum master, I'm an architect. I do everything. And if there are other people in the project, I'm usually take the role as scrum master as well. And uh, the AI could help you formatting the backlog. Usually, if it's I think it's not so professional project if you don't have backlog. But when I had this elevator uh, metaphor, is that for me, even though I'm going to build this functionality or use it when it comes, it depends on what kind of stuff Microsoft gives for DevOps. But for me, doing the backlog is when I created user stories, I created tasks in the when I'm meeting with the customer and others, I update all the time the backlog. For me, it's planning. So it's something I do if I have 40 hours per week work. Uh, Modifying the backlog take only a couple of hours. So even though I will try it or maybe create the implementation about it. But I think I'm going to do my own backlog because I like it, and it keeps my brain fresh and keeps me up to date what's happening in the project. But yeah, did I have? Oh yeah, I have in the wrong order. So, but how you can use now? So when you have the backlog, and for example, you have these requirements in Excel, you can copy paste those and put it in the Copilot chat and tell them that, hey, make me use cases of them. And then you have on the right side in the background, there's ready use cases. You can just copy paste user stories and then start splitting there. Of course, well, when there will be Copilot for Azure DevOps, m- maybe it could do the tasking for you, the technical task, or it could suggest that, hey, I see that you have this kind of feature and requirements. How about using Power Automate, Power Apps, etc. And then you can pick what you want to use. Uh, and and it could also, when if someone is reporting a bug, it could maybe do the um, problem solving for you. Because back in the days, um, I have been like my greatest tool has been Google. I started with SharePoint, and because there was no one to ask, I always Google stuff or ask a colleague. But now I have been going towards using Copilot Chat. Um, Using Copilot Chat is it's not the same as Googling because for when you Google, you just put the error message and maybe the technology there. Copilot Chat then makes the same kind of Googling for you, and it gives you something that maybe you can't use or not help. But when you put some more, when you tell more for the Copilot, like describe this stuff more, that okay, I have this kind of situation. It takes more time, but then you can get something better results for there. I have slide about this later on. Now we are coming to development. So as a developer, many of us think that this is the main. Okay, yeah, it's the main stuff, but for me, I think it's the half of the job, half of the planning. I have been trying to use Copilot for Power Apps. If you're not advanced with Power App, it's very useful. When you don't know what to do, you can just put stuff there. I will answer your question after this slide. Um, and I think this Copilot for Power App is developing all the time. So later on, it might be helping you better. I think if you're doing the traditional coding, so like writing the actual code, this GitHub Copilot, etc., which gives you ready go code. I think for that kind of traditional developers, the AI helps more in the actual development job. Yeah, there was the question that how do I see AI as future as a developer? Um, maybe I have to take it in the end. But
Yeah, Carl, you can.
yeah,
There are
yeah,
quite a quite a few questions coming in. You can take them in the end of the
yeah,
session. I'll keep a note
yeah.
of that. No problem.
But quick answer is that of course, um, if you don't use AI, the other one who uses they are faster and better than you. So for Power Platform, I think we are still waiting for the breakthrough. But for the traditional development, I think AI has already shown that how much it can save your time. Um, Here's one example how I have this complex Power App, and in the right side, I wanted to have this color review that every other line is with different background color. Copilot for Power Apps. Sorry, something went wrong. No help. But then I went to the Copilot chat side, and then I got, yeah, good examples. I think the solution for this, then I went for Googling, but I have started to use Copilot Chat more. And yeah, this is what I was telling earlier that if you want if you have technical problems or you want to achieve something with AI, it's not the same as Googling. You have to describe more. And if you just give something short, the error message, then the AI probably does the same as you, that it just Googles or searches from the internet the error message. And then you have to wait for the AI, so then it actually doesn't make it faster. But when you explain the situation, many of my problems have solved in this way that I was asking some colleague and then I have to explain the situation. And during my explanation, uh, I realized that, hey, this might be the solution. It's only because I start to explain it. So I think this using AI for problem solving is like the halfway of talking to a colleague and Googling. And because you have to put it in some kind of form or speech or written form and then you like organize that thing in your head at the same time. And but it never replaces the need for colleagues. But for example, junior developers who have this mentor, and they some point they can be like every 15 minutes asking something. I think in those cases, AI could help a lot. That they, hey, please first ask AI. If you don't then figure it out, then come to me. Then my favorite is Power Automate, and Copilot for Power Automate. I don't have. Yeah, there are lots of good templates, and if you don't have experience, it might help you. But when I have been doing 4 years with Power Automate, so uh, at least at the moment, AI can't help me in creating flows. Uh, I had this one problem. Um, Situation because I started with PHP 20 years ago, and the web technology, it's normal to stream a document to a browser. So when you click something, then you get PDF or Word document or something. But Power Up didn't have this functionality. Uh, I asked Copilot chat. I got some replies. I tried different ways, but I think in this case it was good help. And it's the same that I could also put the same in the Google and then do this in my head, but um, I was doing something else and then I was thinking, hey, how about this one? I put the question for Copilot, it's answering, I'm doing my work. Then when I'm ready, I'm looking, okay, this might be it. And then how do I used already also in the right side, I was putting this in the power of this loading spinner, and there was dot data or dot controls, and I was like, what is that? And I was continuing my work, but at the same time, the left side, I put the question for Copilot chat that, hey, can you, what's the difference between them? And then it tells me the difference. So if you don't like documentation or sometimes it's hard to find something specific from the documentation, I think you can use AI to understand the documentation more natural form. The same way that you would go to an experienced developer and ask, hey, what's the difference between these? Now you can use AI for that. Um, you can also, I think these templates, they have AI behind them, but basically my situation was that I was lazy and I need to have database table and I have Excel, so I just put the Excel there. Bad side was that I can't change the table name, uh, but yeah, I used it. If it would be in some better use, then I would need to do the table manually and then just import the data from Excel. But I think there's AI behind those as well. Then there are these Copilot Studio plugins. Uh, which you can put it for conversation, so you can extend your solutions. And then there are these actual AI plugins. And now we are jumping that how do you put AI into a project solution? And AI Builder is there's lots of ready-made stuff like recognize a form, understand text, categorize text, take key phrases, take the sentiment, recognize language, and just you don't need to have any other licenses. You just drag and drop, use them in your Power Apps or Power Automate. Then you can use some external AI, and then there's of course this OpenAI plugin when you can use from, for example, uh, ChatGDP from Azure. I think that was for the development side. So, summary, my feeling, since I have been trying like the past 3 months use AI in my development. So actually in the development, when I'm tracking the controls or doing the flow and stuff, AI doesn't help me there yet. But everything else I do around it, I can use AI quite much. And for the boring stuff, for example, documentation, I can use. Yeah, I will take the questions in the end. I have only this testing section, and then we go to Q&A. So um, if you don't know how to create test cases, you can use AI for that, and you can use also AI validating your test plans, and you can ask AI to compare them with the documentation. It's usually what the project manager does or the testing person does. And I have used AI to create test data. So back in the days when I'm creating something, uh, I have to write stuff or create sentences, whatever. But what now with AI, I can create precise data for my needs. You can have, if you need 1,000 rows of related to that and that, you can use AI to generate them for you. If you have huge amount of data or big documents, uh, you can split them with AI, take the good stuff in your testing. Uh, when I was doing the categorization solution, then I was using AI to create the test data for categorization. And then I think one thing, good thing is if you have complex logic and you need to test that how does it work if you have folded data? You can use AI with the folded data. For example, if you need 1,000 rows of something, first create 1,000 rows, then you can ask that, hey, I have this kind of logic, so make sure that 30%, 20% of the are missing this and this information, etc. So I think using AI, for me at least, creating test data is very boring job. So I will definitely use AI for all of those kind of automations. But finally, do you remember when I remember when Snapchat and Instagram and everything came, and there was this filters. All the pictures have this different kind of filters, and there was this hashtag no filter. I'm waiting that when when will come this hashtag no AI, because the more and more I look social media or any content, I'm always thinking that is that created with AI? Is that created with AI? So maybe quite soon there will be hashtag no AI, which only point is tell that hey, I have written this by myself and that didn't generate it with some generative AI. That was my what was
Okay, thank
my
you. Thanks, Carl, for that. And we have quite a lot of questions. I'll display them one by one for you. So yeah, here it is, the first one.
What do I think? What are the big changes? Uh, I think it's like a two-bladed sword. That in the other hand, you can have lots of help with the AI. But as I said, that if you put all your work in the AI and you don't know how to use it, for example, when these GPS navigators came, and maybe on the road it's very good, so you don't get lost. But when you go sailing with the boats, it's more crucial that you can use the map and compass. So my father and all those people who are boating said that, hey, you have to know how do you do the navigation without the GPS, and when you know that, then you can use the GPS. So I think that's the big one of the big I don't know, change that the the faster some AI is developing something for you, but usually the demos and everything it's doing oh, 80 or 90% of that, but it needs you to do the rest. And I think the big change is that there will be so that kind of developers who are relying too much on the AI and they can't modify the output. Uh, and then there are those who can open the source and modify it and deliver the final product. I think yeah, that kind of yeah, well, yeah, in the function level, that's something I see what's going to happen.
Mm-hmm. So we have another question. Why use
Yeah.
Copilot over ChatGPT and Bot? So that's a good question, I guess. Yeah.
Um, at least the Copilot now is it's inside Word document, it's inside Power Apps, it's inside, but it doesn't jump out or okay now it can read Word document to create PowerPoint, but I have created these kind of solutions that okay, and the Copilot is always needing your output. So I have something here, I give prompts, it gives me, then I copy paste and put it somewhere else. But when you're creating a solution for customer and there are different triggers, someone sends email, some data comes in the CRM, then something happens, and then you can trigger this chat GDP in Azure OpenAI and it makes you different stuff. So uh, yeah, I think that's the main difference that when you're creating professional solutions for someone else for the end-to-end solution, then you use some ChatGPT.
So we have another question. Okay. Okay.
You can utilize AI-driven testing. Uh, I haven't done so much AI-driven testing frameworks, so um, I don't have answer for this, but I need to check this. I think um,
That's a great call. So guys, if you have any other questions, feel free to drop them in the comment section so that Carl could access them. And this entire session is recorded, and the link to the recorded session will be updated in the comment section, and I will pin that as well. Most probably by tomorrow maximum, we will do that. So I guess that's it. Thank you so much, Carl, for your time. I really appreciate you, contributing your time. Thank you so
yeah,
much
thank
for
you.
that.
And thank you for the possibility to come here and speak to all of you. Thank you, Asara.
That's great. That's great. So catch you up in another event. So bye for now.
Bye.
Bye. Bye guys. Have a good day everyone.